about time. This is my time, this is my time. The only thing I consider impossible is losing. I've been waiting on the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I consider impossible is losing. I've been waiting on the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I consider impossible is losing. Waiting on the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I consider impossible is losing. I've been waiting on the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I consider.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to TDPHINSTALK, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. I know it's late. I know it's 11 p.m. A lot of y'all probably were asleep. Some of y'all about to go to sleep, so I ain't gonna hold you long. Just sitting back, man. I worked hard today. I did a video with the round table early today about the draft. I did a round table episode tonight. And a lot of people are laughing at me because I say that the Miami Dolphins are going to the Super Bowl. And at the very least, we're Super Bowl contenders. And people are laughing at me, and I'm like dead serious, believe this. And people are laughing about it. And I just said, man, let me go live. I want to hang out with our peeps tonight. But I want to know from y'all, are we not Super Bowl contenders? Are we not Super Bowl contenders? I'm just gonna put SBC in the comment section. Super Bowl contenders. I'm gonna put SBC in the comment section, and I want y'all to give me y'all thoughts in the comment section. Um, Sorry if the resolution is low. Hopefully, it fixes itself. But I just put the poll up. Like, be honest, Dolphin fans. Be honest. Are we Super Bowl contenders? Are we not? Shout out to my brother Breon said, "Go to bed." Heat and 6. Real Miami fans of everything, unlike TD. Man, get out of here, cowboy. Get out of here, cowboy. You go to bed. But for real, y'all, real talk though. Are we not contenders? Abrima John just donated and said, truthfully, the Dolphins are on the Chargers and Jags level. They can't beat the Chiefs, Bengals, Niners, and Eagles. Dang. Uh, we're contenders though, right? We're Super Bowl contenders, right? I mean, I don't get it, y'all. I don't get it. The defense, we should have one of the better defenses in the league this year. We got the best receivers in the league, arguably. Our running backs by committee were good. We just needed to run more. I mean, Tua, when he healthy, if he's playing focused, good football, he can be as good as the rest, right? And I feel like our draft picks and our offseason acquisitions have kind of made this team a lot more well-rounded. And I'm like, if we go get Cook or we go get Taylor Lewan, we're Super Bowl contenders. But people laugh at me. And I'm shocked right now because I'm talking to our fan base, Dolphin fans, and 51% of y'all said no in the poll. 51%. And I'm gonna be honest, it kind of bothers me. Not that y'all think that, because everybody had their opinion, but what bothers me is this is it. Maybe two more little moves with the offensive lineman or something, but this is it. We're not gonna get that much more better than this. This is it. Sean said you're biased. I mean, Sean, I'm just saying, like, what more do the Chiefs have that we don't have, though? What more do some of the contenders have that we don't have? I mean, I'm not trying to be biased. Honestly, I'm humbling myself, stepping back from it, and I'm asking y'all, why do you think we're not Super Bowl contenders? I mean, I understand people saying we need a QB1. But say Tua takes the next step this year and plays more consistently at that high level that we saw. I mean, is that not good enough? I mean, QB ain't everything, y'all. It's a roster around the quarterback as well. Tua stays healthy, Super Bowl contenders for sure. That's what I'm saying. My question is simple: is 100% operating off of the fact that we're going to assume everybody stays healthy. I'm just shocked at people's reception to we're going to the Super Bowl, because it ain't gonna get much better than what we have now. We can make a move or two to make the O line better, but the quarterback, that's what we're gonna have. But why does that automatically discount us from being contenders if he plays his best? This can't be it. This can't be it, y'all. Mm. And I get all of y'all what y'all saying in the comment section. The AFC is stacked, but like, how many more things can make this team better? I mean, I understand there are, but there's less than a handful. Yeah, we want a left guard. Yeah, we want a right tackle. I believe we will get our right tackle. I'm hoping that we land Taylor Lewan. I believe we'll get our right tackle. And if the guard is the guard, it's okay. And most lines, 90% of the lines ain't got 5 great players. Okay. Augie Vera said, and this a big time upgrade defense 100. Yeah. Taylor Lewan shot. Oh, no. He can help bring some stability to the line for a year or two. The only thing that can make it better is Tua's performance versus good teams. So I guess that's what I'm saying too. So saying Tua performs great against some of the better teams, then are we not Super Bowl contenders? Remember, y'all, I'm talking about if we stay healthy, Tua performs at a high level. Are we not Super Bowl contenders? I'm not thinking about injuries and I'm not thinking about bad play. I'm just saying everybody plays to the maximum of what they can do. Are we not Super Bowl contenders? I mean, I'm riding on us to win a Super Bowl this year or next year max, but go far this year. And people are like smacking that down in my face, like, oh, you're funny. You're being delusional. Oh, you're being a delusional version of yourself. But I'm in my spirit, like, I'm serious. And I ain't trying to doubt myself or question myself, but everybody's like thinking that I'm joking when I say I believe we're going to win a Super Bowl this year. And it's like he's being the funny TD right now. And they mean it. Everybody I talk to, they mean it. Scott, I am serious. This team can't get that much better than it already is. I am serious. And when healthy, I'm sorry. Like, how many teams are truly better than us from A to Z on the roster? Y'all gotta understand, you could go look at the Chiefs and their roster ain't as good as ours if you really want to argue it. I mean, we're right there. We're right there. I understand tough schedule, but a lot of other people have tough schedules this year too. It's not just us. Why do we just sit here and make it seem like we're I know it's one of the toughest, but I mean, there's other teams with tough schedules too. But Buffalo gets to be a Super Bowl contender and they have a tough schedule just automatically over us. When they struggled last year to even beat us the times they did, but they just and then they beat us barely when we were like at our worst points, our worst situations. I don't get it. It's the math ain't mathing for me, and it's frustrating. TD, ignore the haters, bro. No. Davin, this is what I'm saying. They're not hating. They just, a lot of people really, truly deep down don't believe we're contenders, and I don't understand it. It's not their hate. Like, these are genuine people that's like, y'all ain't Super Bowl contenders. Cody Wright, can you please do a whole EP of you and EM? Nah, that ain't happening. That's not happening. Marco said, "Hey TD, first off, I want to say I enjoy your channel. You keep it real. Salute to you and Taylor, Leanne, Luan, and Dalvin Cook, and we legit contenders. Fangio going to have our defense top 3 to 5 this year." That's what I'm saying, man. Like come on. I've had a lot of pessimism the last few years, but This year, I'm feeling a lot more optimism because the players that we brought in on defense with Jalen Ramsey, with Elliott, with Long, and those guys, um, I really feel like a lot of these guys are going to be some difference makers, man. I really do. Um, I just think this defense takes another level because if our defense and I know our defense wasn't primarily the reason why we lost the games that we lost, but if they took another step forward, we would have. I feel like we would have been contenders last year, but we were riddled with a lot of injuries, riddled with tons of injuries. Um, and then you look on offense. Losing Gasecki was all that we lost. Is that a big deal? We didn't use him anyway. It's still the same personnel, and then you add a few players that could be a little bit more productive at the wide receiver position, the running back position through the draft. And if Tua does take another level, another step, I don't know if he will, but I mean, I gotta be honest with y'all when it comes to Tua. I'm going to stand on my long-term prediction until he changes it, which is he's not an NFL long-term quarterback. But I'm having hope that he takes that next level. And what reason would I have that he wouldn't? Because I'm a trajectory guy. First year, yeah, exactly what I thought. Second year, more of what I thought. Third year, hold on, this is a little different from my analysis, but it still ain't enough to change my thought process. But we could start a trend here and we might be headed in the right direction. And that's where I'm at. But I'm not going to write off that direction and say, no, back to what I start. No, the trend, the direction has started. And if he can finish that, why aren't we contenders if he picks up off from there? And everybody want to make this all about Tua when this roster has improved drastically, low key, and we haven't even recognized it. A lot of people don't believe. A lot. And the crazy thing is, Dolphin fans. Taiwan Wilkerson said, I mean, TD, what have we done for people to respect us as contenders? It doesn't matter how good we think we are or the players we get. Now, and I'll be humbled by that comment because I mean, you're right. You're right. It doesn't matter what others think because we haven't done anything to prove it. I'm just analyzing what we've done, and I'm sitting here like I'm sitting here like, what? I'm comparing us to others, in other words. What makes these other teams that much better? And I don't see the separation. That's the only thing that's getting to me. I don't see the big separation. I don't think anybody's going to have a secondary as good as us in our own conference. Yeah, they may have a better O line, but we're going to have a better secondary. You see what I mean? O line ain't the end all be. And we got some solid people on the O line. We may have disadvantages here, but we got advantages there. And that's a lot of teams. And again, I know y'all are going to keep saying quarterback play, but that's not the end all be. And I promise you, Tua's headed in the right direction. It's just a matter of if he's going to take another level, which is, man, he'd be that dude if he does. Operating off of that assumption, which you can't do, but let's just indulge me for a second. Operating off of that assumption, why aren't we contenders? You want to say two, I get it. But operating off of the assumption he takes another step forward in the right direction, why are we not contenders? And I'm not saying he will, but at least the trajectory, the trend line has changed. Yeah, I'm with that, JD. You agree, but you haven't seen it yet. Yeah, and I'm right there. I ain't seen it either. Like I said, I'm not going to change my overall analysis that he's not a franchise quarterback until I see it. But the trend line has changed. I mean, anybody, you ain't got to like them to tell the truth that the trend line has at least changed. It has. We can be honest about that. I just trying to figure out why Buffalo is better than us if he continues that trend line going up. Why did the Jets leapfrog us if we continue that trend? Now the Jets, I think, is better than Buffalo now, and right there with us that's why it's going to be an interesting season. But why is the Chiefs that much more better than us? I understand the quarterback situation and stuff like that, but they no. If Tua continues to head in the right direction, why is anybody better than us? Why? Ibrima John said TD fans talk contenders with Brady, a D Hop level talent in case of injury, solid O line piece, and with a huge Bradley Chubb jump. Man, like, I don't get it. I don't get it. Like, Bradley Chubb is already on the team. We're going to make an assumption that he's going to play prime level play. We can't rule that out, right? So I give him that. The solid O line pieces, I'm telling you, we're going to get a right tackle, y'all. Now the whole the whole what's his name, the running back, Cook thing, that's all hope and dreams from everybody, to be honest with you. And if he does come, a lot of people are gonna say, I told you. My source told me, but I'm gonna be honest. I've had a recent conversation where I don't even know if that's truly on the table anymore. But don't rule anything out. So I think that's more of a Dolphins wish list thing than what people are really hearing. But we'll see. We'll see. So but Taylor Lewan, I like that. I like that. I've heard some about it, and I'm pushing it, and you heard him himself saying that we've called. TD is a Gemini. I'm a Capricorn. But yeah. And the Brady thing, man. Nah, I ain't with it unless at this point, of course, unless it's a last ditch effort because we had too many injuries. A lot comes down to being healthy at the end. Yeah, and I agree with that. That's a fact. But right now, at this stage of the season, we all have to think we're on the same level. We all have to operate as if we're on the same level with injuries, because a lot of teams got to stay healthy. When we came back on Baltimore, they whole secondary was injured. When we played Buffalo the very next week, they secondary was injured. So these things happen. You're going to win games because the other team beat up, and you're going to lose games because you beat up in some cases. Every team deals with that. You think Baltimore truly feel like they would have lost that game fully healthy? They dumb anyway. They blew it for themselves. They should have won it anyway. You think Buffalo feel they would have lost that game if their secondary was fully healthy? They don't think they would have. I mean, we can say we still would have won, but they don't think so. So it happens. I mean, look no further than ourselves. The Dolphins feel like we would have won plenty of those games where Tua Armstead and others were hurt. What up, Glenn? He said, "Hey TD, you've been busy today." Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. I just went live tonight because I was bothered by the AFC East roundtable tonight because I was being genuine, but everybody just kept saying I was trolling. They kept saying I was trolling, and I'm like, this is it for us. This is our window. And if I say we're Super Bowl contenders and everybody laugh, I have to sit back and say, man, hold on. If we're not Super Bowl contenders, then what did we do? If we're not Super Bowl contenders, then what in the heck did we do the last 4 years? The rebuild is over. There's no more rebuild. Right now, you get complimentary pieces here and there to add to what you built. If we're not Super Bowl contenders right now, then what did we do the last 4 years? I mean, everybody should be spewing we contenders this year. Because if you're not spewing that, then you've already said that we screwed this whole thing up. Appreciate you, Davin. That's what's bothering me tonight. That's what's bothering me tonight. And I talked to Dolphin fans, and they say, well, I think we're just playoff contenders where, we just want to win a game or two. Right now, if we could just win one playoff game, that's a good start. What are you talking about? Dang, Airborne J. He looking so deep into it. He said TD is playing a whole 5D chess content game where underneath all these topics, he's implying Tua has been and is still. It's interesting. What did he say? Has been and is still the true issue. Airborne, I ain't even talking to her. I ain't talked to her in like 2-3 days, I don't believe, like in depth. I don't even think I did a stream regarding Tua in 2-3 days. And underneath all these topics, he's implying Tua has been and is still the true issue. I'm not implying anything. What I'm doing is asking Dolphin fans, are we not contenders? How can I imply something when I'm asking a question? Are we contenders? And if you say no, we're not contenders, I'm asking you why. And if you have anything underneath deep that says Tua, they ain't got nothing to do with me. That's what you believe. That's what each individual believes, that's how they feel. I'm operating off of the assumption that he continues the trend line going up. I'm not worried about him being a problem. He's our quarterback. We've locked him in for 2 more years. At this point, ain't no need to worry about him. Do we have a solid, better option out there right now that we could just go get right now at quarterback? No. So there's no need to talk about getting better at the position right now because this is the best I believe we can get at this very moment. Now, Lamar Jackson didn't do a new contract, then I would still be talking about, hey, there's better options out there to make the team better. I have been very consistent on the fact that if a better option is out there, then I'm going to talk about it. But right now, we have officially reached a stage where there is not a better option out there. So Tua is our guy, and let's ride. And all I can do is operate off of the assumption that he's going to continue to make that trend line go up. There's no underlying agenda saying he's still the issue. Right now, the underlying agenda is I'm looking forward for him to be the solution, not the issue. Because we still got one common goal, right, Dolphin fans? Put it in the comment section. What is the common goal? What is all of our common goal? What is the common goal, y'all? Put it in the comment section. We all should only have that one goal. And we know that's the Super Bowl. And if the common goal is the Super Bowl, then right now the discussion is how can we make this roster better to get there? We should be talking a whole lot less about Tua because all the options have gone away. All the better options have gone away. He is what we have. So let's ride. So now we're looking at the rest of this roster. That's why I'm talking Taylor Lewan. That's why the Cook conversations are out here. And I'm at a point right now, man. Why can't we win a Super Bowl this year? Why I don't see it? Do you really think they can beat Buffalo, Kansas City, Cincinnati, Baltimore, typical Dolphins fans? Well, let's break that down. Can we beat Buffalo? We have. And then the 2 games we lost last year, they beat us by 3 points with a depleted team. So I'm so over Buffalo at this point. I think that we could demolish Buffalo. And I say that without being a AFC East hater of them. I know I hate Buffalo. I can't stand them, and I don't like their quarterback with the passion. But putting all of that hate aside, this team could demolish Buffalo. You played us without a defense. And our offense was hurt, and you only won by 3 versus a 7th round rookie at quarterback. I don't even look at Buffalo as the threat anymore. The Jets have leapfrogged them, in my opinion. You don't have to disagree, but that's how I truly feel. Without bias or prejudice, I have no fear in Buffalo. None. Yeah, you got a tight end. Josh Allen's still going to Josh Allen. You got an offensive lineman. Josh Allen already had 5 to 10 seconds to throw the ball to begin with. Ain't much changing. No, you can't move me off of that. Kansas City, we will see this year, won't we? I know last time we played, we turned them over 5 times. And that was a young version of Tua who turned the ball over himself. He dug his own hole and brought us all the way back. But a more polished, more sound Tua, yeah, we could beat him. Yeah, we could beat him. Cincinnati, that's tough. I like Cincinnati. That's tough, but we can compete. Baltimore, that's tough too. We beat them last year, but I want to see what that real test is this year, and hopefully they're healthy. So there's no excuse. We can see how it lines up. But we beat them, though, any given Sunday. So you could call it typical Dolphin fan, but yeah, we could beat these teams. And at the very least, we can compete with them. TD, a lot of teams wish they had Tua, even some with situated QBs. That's the one thing I don't know is how other teams feel about him, honestly, man. That's the one thing I don't know. I just know this year, I just hope he puts the exclamation point on whatever he is, whether that's the guy or not. We're going to need him to end all of it. Just do it. TD Tua had a 6 touchdown in one game. Allen has 0. Finn's 209. What's the 209? Fill me in, Rachel Long. What do you mean by Allen has 0? Finn's 209. What's the 209? Sometimes I'm slow with certain things, and it could be the most basic thing you wrote and I didn't realize. So forgive me, but elaborate so I can understand it. TD, RD will be way better. We was 26th. Our defense was top 5. Oh man. Jerome Baker's excited about it. Um, Yeah, Jerome Baker was excited about it, saying that it's kind of like a free. Y'all give me 1 second. Like Fangio's defense allowed him to be free and all of that stuff. Y'all know me, I gotta judge it in camp. If I'm blessed to go to camp this year, I gotta judge it in camp. I have to make the judgments in camp, y'all. So, but I do expect us to be a whole lot better on the defensive side of the ball. D Rod says, "Stop it, TD. Stop what, man? What have I done? What have I done?" Like I said, I was just asking questions. What do these teams have that we don't? Yeah, they have a proven quarterback, but that doesn't mean our quarterback haven't played at levels that match theirs at times. And I know the competition may have been easier, but this is a whole nother year. Maybe Tua does take a massive step forward and makes it happen. And there's no guarantees, but I'm just sick of it's unfair to be 100% completely written off. With all the acquisitions we made, you can't just ignore it and write us off like that. That's disrespectful. All of these power rankings are considering us with injuries, but they're not considering nobody else with injuries. You got to take that aspect out of it. You got to take that aspect out of it. Now, am I saying we're the best team? No, no. I'm just saying that we can compete with the best team. And any given Sunday, we can get a W. Patrick said TD Camp judgment is official. I don't know if it's official yet. I gotta get the dates, the camp dates, which ones open to public, which ones are not, because I usually coordinate that with my travel to Texas with my sons and all of that stuff, my older boys. So um Glenn said, "Why are we not the best team?" Now, well, I'm saying that we're not. That doesn't make us it doesn't make us the best team. We could be, but we haven't proven anything to say that we are. That's why I'm being very specific with my words. We are contenders, not that we are the best team. Because we haven't proven anything on the next level. Playoffs is a whole different tournament than the regular season. Defenses get more tighter, more gritty, more nasty, more loud. Offenses are executing like it's playoffs are different, and we don't have much experience in that arena on this team. Yeah, maybe 4 big time players, but everybody else, these young guys can screw it for you. So if we were the same team as the Bengals, of course you got to give them the edge. They tried and true. They had the experience. If we were the exact team as the Chiefs, they got the experience. They know what it feels like to be there. If the Dolphins go to an AFC championship, you can tell me nobody on the roster is sitting there like, man, I'm going to play harder than I've ever played. That's the wrong mentality. Play how you've been playing. And if it wasn't harder than you ever were before, then that's an issue. Now you're overdoing get your these teams is used to it. They know keep the same timing, keep the same rhythm. Just do your job, execute. You don't have to overdo anything because this is a bigger game. And a lot of times that messes with people's heads. These young kids and Dolphin players get in the playoffs or AFC championship game. You got to understand some of their brains are saying this is my shot to become a legend. This is my shot for people to know my name even bigger if I make these plays or a big play. No, you got to keep that same approach. And if you weren't doing it all year, then you can't just turn it up a whole nother notch in the big game. But some people will psych themselves to think they can. You see that Mostert interview, TD? I still haven't seen it. I've heard about it. And Mike McDaniel was apologizing for not running the ball much and X, Y, and Z. I don't listen, man. I think it's a bunch of crap. I think it's a whole bunch of crap. It ain't gonna be no different this year. It ain't gonna be no different this year. We're gonna throw the ball more than we run. It's still gonna be that way. It's still going to be that way, ladies and gentlemen. I believe so. Time will tell. Shock me and make it different. Bro, watch it. I'm gonna check it out. What does 209 mean? I don't know. 209 is a big mystery. Oh, y'all still on that? I didn't even get a response. Yeah, I ain't get a response. Maybe I did and I didn't check it. It is Fins 209. Tua throws six. Oh, somebody named Fins 209. My bad. Yeah, I knew something was off with me. The Dolphins made the playoffs, but some of you are acting like they won 3 games all season. Well, I think some people are acting like we won 3 games all season because how many games did we win that were impressive? The reason why people are acting like we won 3 games all season, because count the games that we won that were impressive. How many games did we win that were impressive? You literally played a good team and you played very well. How many? That's my point. That's why people act like we won 3 games. That's exactly why people act like we won 3 games. Baltimore, Buffalo, very hard to find the next one. When you talk about a really good team and we won and we played very well in the win. That's why people act like we won 3 games. TD, what's your thoughts on Bradley Chubb? Because I didn't really see him do anything. I'm nervous. I'm nervous about it. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm a little nervous about it. I'm not just nervous about Bradley Chubb. I'm nervous about Emmanuel Ogbah as well. Because before Ogbah shut it down for the season, he was trash. Now they say he was playing through an injury. Doesn't matter. He was trash. He got his money and then looked trash. Chubb got traded. We gave him money and he looked like the Chubb we need. So those 2 guys, I'm nervous. If they can get back to playing their best version, we straight. If they continue this, got paid and being a bum, we are in so much trouble. Big disappointment. Big disappointment. Most teams only have 3 impressive games a year. I disagree, Glenn. No. Matter of fact, I agree with you, Glenn. Most teams. But when we talk about the best teams, it's just not the case. When you talk about the best teams, it's just not the case. See, you want to get into that, and I know it ain't that big of a difference. And to be honest with you, the Dolphins only have 2, by the way, and that was Baltimore and Buffalo. And both of those games were kind of weird the way we did it. I'm really talking about dominating games. And truth be told, the Miami Dolphins only had 1 dominating game all season at all levels of football. Only 1. We tuned in 1 dominating game as an entire team all season, and that was versus the Browns, even though it was the Browns. That was the only dominating game we had all season. We dominated nobody else. No one else. You can't go through a whole season with 1 dominating win and think that you're a contender. You can't. You can't. The only game was the Browns. You can't name another one that was dominating. Maybe the offense dominated, but the defense didn't. Maybe the defense dominated, but the offense didn't. Every facet of the team, a dominating win. We only have one this year, and that was versus the Browns. That's it. Texas game, we didn't dominate. They almost came back. And again, we're not talking about dominating a half of football, dominating a game, destroying a team, not allowing them to score, and they can't stop you from scoring. You got to have more than that. So, for instance, you take the Chiefs, dominated the Cardinals in week 1, 44-21. You take the Chiefs against another playoff team with the Chargers, 27-24, a huge win. You take the Chiefs versus the Buccaneers, 41-31. Even though they beat the Raiders, that don't count as dominating to me. You take the Chiefs versus the 49ers, their biggest win of the season, 44-23. Dominated a great team when they were healthy. You take a Chiefs beating a tough Tennessee when they were healthy before it all fell apart, 20-17. The Chiefs beating the Jaguars, a playoff team, 27-17. Chiefs beating the Chargers again, a playoff team, 30-27. Chiefs dominating the Rams, 26-10. Chiefs, well, Broncos, I ain't going to count them. They were trash, even though they were Chiefs won. Just trying to get the playoff or solid teams. Chiefs dominating the Seahawks when they were on their run, 24-10. Broncos again don't count, even though they won. Raiders don't count again, even though Chiefs won. And then you got all the playoffs, and we already know what time it is. But I think I just named about 7 or 8 good wins for the Chiefs. And we got 2. I didn't count them versus the Raiders, which they beat them twice. I didn't count them versus the Broncos, and they beat them twice. I ain't even count them because them teams was trash. But they got like 8. Matter of fact, let me go back and count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Bills won, so that don't count. 7, 8, 9. Excuse me, I was wrong. 9. Glenn said good wins, but not dominating. Good wins, 9. Dominating, about 4, 5 on here. See, when we started this conversation with the Dolphins, we just talked about good wins. Then I went to dominating, and I was the Browns, only 1. But 4 of these games are dominating. They dominated the Cardinals. They dominated the Bucs. I remember that late push they made. They dominated one of the best teams in the 49ers. Literally dominated them. I'm not going to call 27-17 versus the Jags a domination, but that's a good win. They dominated the Rams. They dominated the Seahawks. They dominated the Raiders, and I didn't even count them in it. Which, if we want to go that far, we could add another 3 games between the Broncos and the Raiders. So they got some dominating wins, about 5 or 6 of them. And 11 or 12 good wins. If we're going to add the Raiders the way since they dominated them. I just didn't add them because they weren't playoff teams. But if I'm going to add the Browns for the Dolphins, then might as well. So they got 10 plus good wins. Now, I get it, Glenn, but this is the point. I'm not just talking about offense versus offense. I'm talking about team success. So, yeah, our defense did give up too many points last year. That's a part of the team. That's a part of the team. And I'm talking team right now. We're not talking about just offense. We're talking team. Strictly team. I want to go to one more. I want to go to one more. I want to see what the Eagles did this year. Just one more. Did the Lions make the playoffs, y'all? They just missed it, right? They just missed it. So I'm not going to count that. I'm not going to count that win. Okay? The Eagles dominated the Vikings, who had one of the best records in the NFL. Dominated. One of their few losses. The Eagles dominated the Commanders' number 3 defense in the NFL. The Eagles beat the playoff team Jaguars. Cardinals, they beat them, but it was only 3 points. Division rival Cowboys beat them. Great game. Good competition for them. Division. The Eagles dominated the Pittsburgh Steelers. Beat them by 22. And most dominations are 14 or more points. That's how I kind of look at it. Y'all might have a different definition, so I don't know. Eagles beat the Texans. The Eagles beat the Colts. They didn't make the playoffs, I don't think. So I'll put that on. The Packers, they made the playoffs. So the Eagles beat the Packers. Didn't dominate, but they beat them. Good win. Eagles dominated Tennessee. The Eagles dominated the playoff Giants, 48-22. Eagles beat the Bears. They didn't make it. They lost, though. That was Jalen Hurts when he was out. He lost to the Saints. They lost to the Saints and the Cowboys. In the last game of the season, the Eagles beat the New York Giants, just like the Chiefs. Bunch of dominating wins and a whole bunch of good wins. Packers missed the playoffs. I thought they got in because of us. I thought they got in because of us. Maybe I'm wrong. So I'm sorry if I'm wrong. So they didn't make it. Somebody said, do the Bengals. I'm telling you, man, good teams. You got to have more than what we did. All right, let's see what the Bengals did, if they did anything impressive. All right, here we go. Bengals. They beat the Jets. They beat Miami, playoff team. It's a good win. They beat the Saints. They dominated the Falcons. They dominated the Panthers. They beat the Steelers, beat the Titans, beat the Chiefs. Didn't know that. Dominated the Browns, beat the Browns. It's just on the cusp, 13. Beat up on the Bucks, beat the Patriots. They had a canceled game. Yeah, we all know about that. They beat the Ravens, beat them again, beat Buffalo. So they got a lot of good wins. They don't have as many dominating, maybe 2 dominating, but they got about 7 good wins. They got about 7 good wins. So once again, with Dolphins having 3 good wins or 2 and 1 dominating win, gotta be better than that. Gotta be better than that. So yeah, I know Cincinnati was about to drag Buffalo. I already know that for sure. But yeah, like I said, a lot of teams ain't got many, just like us. But the best teams, the real contenders, this is how you know they contenders. So when we go in the next season, we can't be winning the way we were winning. When we go into next year, you can't beat up on the 4 to 5 scrubs we might play. Like this is the problem. Like this is the thing that I be getting on Dolphin fans about. We'll let me pull up our schedule real quick. Right? Let me see. Let me pull this up real quick. Show you what I'm talking about. See, this is the stuff that us as Dolphin fans will do, right? We'll go on the road and we'll beat Washington, right? We'll beat the Patriots twice, okay? We'll beat the Raiders. We'll get a solid win versus the Giants. We'll beat the depleted Tennessee Titans and beat Carolina. And that puts us at 7 wins, right? Then we'll do something like beat Buffalo once, get us 8 wins, beat the Jets once and get us 9. And all of a sudden, I'm going to throw another one in there this year. And then we beat Baltimore, just like we did this year with the miracle at the end, and get us 10 wins. And we lose all the other games, and we legit. We're a legitimate team. Look at us. But we lose to the Eagles, and it's a bad loss too. We lose to the Jets, and it's a bad loss. You lose to the Cowboys. You lose to Kansas City. You lose to the Chargers. And they embarrass us too. It's like some of our worst play. But we 10-7, and we in the playoffs. We got a wild card spot. Why you never satisfied? Why are you never happy? That's what the Dolphins do. That's what Dolphin fans do. And there ain't nothing impressive about the 10-7 that we had. There's nothing impressive about the 10-7. Because all 7 of the games you lost are the ones that tell you whether or not you're a real team. And we lose them. Did we lose to any scrub team this year? I mean, good team this year? I mean, wait, no. Yeah, did we lose to any scrub team this year? I know you're going to say Jets, but take them out of there because they weren't scrubs. They had a great defense. But did we lose to any scrub teams this year? Any trash teams? Did we lose to any of them this year? Who were our losses by? Bengals, Minnesota, Jets, Buffalo, Chargers, San Francisco, Green Bay. Did we lose to the Patriots? That last game? All right, one. We lost to one scrub team. But you see the overall consensus, and we know why. You see how bad we were off at the end. But do you see the consensus right there? The games that we lost were the good teams. We lost to the good teams. When you only beat the bad teams on your schedule and you don't have no impressive wins, like, and I know the Baltimore, the Buffalo first one, that's a division game. That could go any way. That's just what you're supposed to do in a division. The Baltimore game is the only game, and we know what happened in that game. A whole bunch of stuff that shouldn't have, that made it somewhat historical. You can't win that way and think you're a contender. And guess what? Them 7 games, you ain't got to win them all. First of all, you can't lose to the Pats. You got to break that down. I mean, them 8 games, you got to bring that down to 7. Let's start there. Because the Pats you shouldn't have lost to. But them other 7 games, those were good teams and hard teams to beat, right? Guess what? A contender don't have to win all 7. You just got to win at least 3 of them. Great teams, you ain't even got to go. Typically, you don't even have to go 500. Just under. Where would we have been if we would have just won 3 of them? That's 12 wins. Might be talking about the leading the division. Might be talking about a home game in the first round. You ain't got to win all 7. You could still throw 3 picks against Green Bay. You could still have a bad game plan versus San Francisco. You could still get beat up by the Chargers. But you got to win the other ones. And this year, the problem is, I want you to think about last year's schedule, right? Let's go. How many teams were actually good teams, regardless of injuries and stuff? Baltimore, Buffalo twice. We weren't stunting the Jets last year. They didn't count. They will count this year. But let's go Buffalo twice. Cincinnati, Minnesota, '49ers. We weren't counting the Chargers. We weren't even counting Green Bay. Technically, on your schedule, we only had 6 teams. 6 teams that there could have been a question on whether we would win the game or not. And if we are what we thought we were, we will win the other 11 now. 11 now. Now look at the schedule this year. Kansas City. Now the Chargers have officially entered the conversation. Buffalo twice. Jets twice. We ain't going to count Denver, even though they're going to be something this year, but we ain't going to count them. We're not going to count the Raiders. Cowboys, Giants, Baltimore again, Eagles. I'm not even going to count Carolina. I'm not even going to count Tennessee, even though we should. I'm not going to, well, I mean, as long as Derrick Henry and Tannehill there until a trade happen, that's 11. Last year there was 5. 6 max. And now there's 11. 11 that there's a question mark if you could just go in there and win automatically. Yeah, we believe we can, all of them, right? But there's 11 that you just can't sit there and play around with and think that it's a guarantee. And the 6 that we should take care of business, Panthers, Patriots twice, Raiders, Denver, and Washington. And guess what? Let's be honest. You can't sleep on Washington with the number 3 defense in the NFL. You actually can't. And I mean, forget the Patriots. That's 2. I don't care what nobody say. We lose to them, I'm mad. We going backwards. You truly can't sleep on Denver. I'm just going off of last year. But truly, Denver is going to be a tough out this year. They're going to get right back to where they need to be because that defense is still ready. And Peyton is about to take care to get that offense right. But I wrote them off. But let's be honest. That ain't no give me. That might be the game of the season, just like I thought Green Bay was last year. Raiders, I ain't worried about them. I ain't worried about the Raiders. But that's it. That's it. Truth be told, the only guarantee feels that I have is Carolina, but we still going to be dealing with some rookies. You never know what they're going to be doing out the gate. Carolina, Raiders. Carolina and the Raiders, y'all. The only ones without a shadow of a doubt I feel like we about to easily win is Carolina and the Raiders. Both at home. Unfortunately, I like my easy wins on the road, but they at home. No, I know you can't count any games out, but people still give a record prediction and they go down the schedule and say who they think they'll win and lose. That's all I'm doing right now. I'm just telling you who you look at as, yeah, we should win versus we shouldn't from a talent standpoint in the roster. Tough. Match that word got y'all thinking the Patriots are trash. We had the number 8 ranked defense in the league. Keep sleeping, TD. Hey, I'm going to keep sleeping, Malachi. I have no respect for the Patriots. I think that they are trash and they're not going to do nothing. Now, I will tell you this. If they come out to work and they make it harder for everybody, if they split with us or something like that happens, we are doomed. If the Patriots mess this up too, we are doomed. Because they're part of the guarantee. So technically 4 guarantees to me. Patriots twice, Carolina, and the Raiders. Nice little 4-piece win. But if you go look at everybody else's schedule, everybody else got more guaranteed that they think that with the best teams. We'll see how it goes, man. But I'm excited about the season because I love the difficulty. I love how hard it's about to be. I want it to be hard because if we can get through it, we're ready to roll, man. Listen, we're over midnight. I didn't expect to go this long. I just wanted to come hang out with y'all for 20 to 30 minutes and ask that question. Y'all done kept me tonight. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all, man. I'm about to get out of here, go get my shower in, give me some sleep, and get back at it tomorrow. Tomorrow being Thursday, we almost at the end of the week. I want to thank y'all for coming through tonight. We had about 200 people rocking with us. That's pretty dope for a late night stream, man. Appreciate the love. I appreciate the support as always. Thank you all for tuning in to TD Fans Talk, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. Y'all stay blessed and y'all get y'all a good night's sleep. I will see y'all soon. Peace. I am out. Love y'all.